stand in the call, hoping you would call back, knowing that someday I'll come to that light, see you all right.
Welcome to Valhalla TV. This is episode 3. We're here with Tamara and Dawnette, the Mystic Sisters, and our special guest, Shuni. Yesterday we got to meet in Central Park and do a Mayan ceremony, which was very uplifting, and we were doing it for peace and clarity of the waters. And since you're our guest, I'd like you to just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for having me. I am very thrilled to be here. It's been a wonderful renewal, not just personally for myself, but I feel in a collective way. I feel really happy that I came here on a very special moment in time. I have been traveling all over Europe, and this was going to be my last trip here in the United States. Been traveling through Canada, I've been traveling to Mexico, I've been traveling to Panama, and it was here that I came to pretty much unleash all the energies of all the sacred sites that I've been able to transform. I had the pleasure of being in many mountains in the Czech Republic, in Poland, in the oldest forest in Poland, and just being able to once again renew the spirit of the Mother Earth. Some of us people don't think that this is possible, but now that we know with all modern technology, we are energy, and we are conductors of this energy, and it is important to go ignite this place. It is important to remember the reverence, the human reverence that allows us to connect with this energy. We are so disconnected because of electricity. We are so disconnected because of the internet. We are so disconnected from our children. We are disconnected from ourselves, from our own energy. Yes. Not feeling that we're capable of healing ourselves. Not feeling that we're capable of transforming fields of energy. So it's been really wonderful to see through my travelings that as many fires as you do, there's not just an ignition of the earth, but there's an ignition of people's hearts. People feel better. People feel relief. Well, you feel better.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a medicine that we have forgotten. So the Mayan sacred fire has been the oldest medicine. People just don't remember it. And it is the medicine where you come one in one to ask for yourself. When you come to really exchange what you have and get that direct connection with God, and how to communicate, how to offer, how to talk to the field, how to talk to the universe for what you need. And this is what heals. It heals permanent because it takes time. It takes dedication for you to say, I no longer want to have this in my heart. I do not longer want to have this in my mind. And that work is permanent. Yes. It's permanent. We have a lot of medicinal plants, and there's many other things. But the best medicine is the medicine that you work out for yourself. Just like you made yourself sick thinking negative things or doing negative or conducting negative behaviors. Just like that, you got to be responsible to transform it. So I think that people are looking for this, for a new way, for a new way to really come to understand what we are. And so the lesson here for humanity, I think, is returning to be human being, understanding what is this human experience all about. What is the joy of understanding feelings, not suppressing them, but understanding them. I believe that the time really has come, not just for women to be in equality with men, which it's crucial. It's crucial for this time on this time on the planet, because it's these subtle energies, these compassionate energies that are going to bring to balance all this power, all this confrontation, all this competition. It is the subtle energies that will bring us together. And it is not that we're trying to be better or more. No, we're just trying to be together so we can really do an interwoven of cooperation for what the world needs. And the time is now. The time, I believe that we don't have more than 10 years.
Yeah.
I think that we truly have 5 years to really awaken our consciousness, because we cannot support what's happening in the world. I mean, we see things that by the time that the world has evolved 26,000 years according to the Maya. And in these 26,000 years, we see things that are totally like Neanderthal, and
Yeah.
so it's time to move to understanding we are beings that conduct energy with the intelligence capable of healing the planet, with a heart, being able to transform the body, with a mind that can cause us to heal. So the time is for everybody to embrace what is to be human again, and what is to be loving, and what is to be happy. I don't think anybody really came to this world to be miserable. And some of us, believe that happiness is a state that you create, not something that it is from outside. And if we don't do something about it, our children will be more depressed, confused. We will have so much more perversion. We have to be honest with our children. I keep saying to my friends here, we are not the spiritual guides from the past. We are not the parents of the past. We are the present. We are contemporary. I am a contemporary Mayan that is not teaching what the old Mayans were, but what it is from this new humanity to understand the legacy of the old and the legacy of the new. So this is the embrace that we need.
Yeah. And yesterday during the ceremony, you talked a lot about having that connection with Creator, but not also Creator, Mother Earth, and everything, because everything is a living, powerful energy like that. And it was amazing. One of the things I wanted to share was you talked about that tree over there.
Yes.
And that tree is a living, conscious being. And then this little girl, she runs over the tree like the tree's talking to us.
Like the tree's talking
Yeah.
to us.
It's a
It's
baby.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And yes, the beautiful thing about the Mayan way of life, it is that it has never been a religion. It's not a dogma. It's a way of life where the cosmology embraces everything. So it's not about worshiping. It's about reverence.
Yeah.
It's the reverence that you have for the earth, for the waters, for the wind.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take it for granted, but that wind has information, has feelings, have emotion. Everything that we spit out, everything that we talk, it's in there. It's in this field that we don't see. So when you breathe that, you're breathing people's emotions, you're breathing people's feelings, people's negative thoughts. So why not begin to talk brighter? Why not begin to feel brighter? We have people all over the world saying, how can I help?
Mm-hmm.
How can you help is by having the peace. You got to be the peace so you can give the peace. You have to be the love so you can have the love. So how do you help? By working in yourself.
Yeah.
We live in a society where for many thousands of years, nobody wanted to understand the duality of light and dark.
Mm-hmm.
So we as human beings, we don't want to see dark. We don't want to confront the shadow aspect. And the reason that the world is in so much darkness is because the heavy weight is here, because nobody wants to lift the lid.
Yeah.
And once you lift the lid, the shadow goes into the light. Today happens to be the day of, I just got goosebumps talking about, because today is the day of Akabal. It's a day to bring yourself into balance. And this balance comes with you looking at yourself and what is your shadow. What is it that you need to fix within yourself to be happy, not your neighbors or your family. You happy, a happy mom is a better mom. Mm-hmm. A happy person is a better person. It's a better co-worker. So people needs to work on themselves. Another aspect that I have seen all over the world that is the passion. When we speak about passion, they think it's only the sexual passion, but it's not. It's the passion when you create, the passion to be a mom, the passion to be a teacher, the passion to be a friend, to be charged of energy, to share that energy with everybody. Everybody seems like, tied. Nobody wants to express that passion, So I think if you don't have passion, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
So I think people needs to plug themselves into what makes them happy, because this passion is only created of the things that you love to do, because people doing the wrong things, and because people being forced to taking jobs that they don't want, or they have stopped creating. And we spoke a lot about play, and it was so beautiful to just go back in time and remember those times where you just were free to be happy, and you were sharing this with your friends, and laughter brings enlightenment. So that's what it's all about. It's about, like I say, experiencing what is to be human again. What is the human experience in this moment of time? Why not say that we were the ones they've been waiting for? We have had many great civilizations, and they have all collapsed because of the same thing: power, competition, destruction. And we are smarter, we are changed, we are different, we have mutated. So this is the moment that I think is like, are we really the ones we're waiting for? I think that there is so much hope. I always say, God, why did you enlighten me? And he says, and I keep saying, well, we must have a chance, because I've been enlightened and other people's been enlightened. So I think that this is the time. I happen to be a professional observer, because that is my job. So I always step 2 steps back to see what is happening to me in a personal level is also happening in a collective way. Mm-hmm. And what I notice is, for the first time, I have seen this female revolution, this female really just waiting to burst with passion, waiting to burst with energy, with love, compassion, waiting. Yeah. It's been waiting, and the time is here. I visually see it collectively. I feel it personally. And I want people to understand, we are not the people of the past. We cannot just embrace the light. We must learn to be compassionate, to see the dark, to understand that maybe we were there at one point in our lives. Mm-hmm. Compassion, understanding, the moment is here for everybody to embrace this new humanity. And I hope that really people look within themselves. Yeah. Because like I say, an act of kindness, that little act of kindness can change and transform the world. So only a look, a smile, a touch, this is what we need. There are things that are little, but things that change make a difference.
Yeah, and like you said, that play is so important. And as we grow up as adults, we're supposed to, at a certain age, you put away your toys, and mm-hmm. You put away your imagination, and you're supposed to get a job and go to school and do all that. And it gets harder as you grow older if you get in that mindset to just be a little goofy, mm-hmm. make someone smile, make yourself look stupid just to get a smile or a smirk from someone. And that is very important.
Absolutely.
And I love that message.
Absolutely. It's like you go back in time, just thinking of those memories that you were so full by what were you doing. You was playing, and time didn't matter. Very important thing that I do want to share with all of you is that ask yourself, why are you following the time you're following? Time it's an illusion. Time is an illusion. I know it helps us, but we have a sundial that helps us too. Okay. And the problem with the watch is that it cuts our human experience. Mm-hmm. We're creating a beautiful picture. Oops, time to go, and it's cut. So I want to ask everyone just to say, ask for time. Don't go after time, because the minute that you look at your watch constantly, this looking at the watch makes you old. Yep. Makes you old. It makes your days being shorter. It makes your life just be ruled by this. The watch could be our biggest problem, but at the same time it helps us. But what I'm trying to say is, conscious time is the best time to live. Yeah. It is a time where you are conscious about what the things that you want to do. So it is important for everyone to to ask for that conscious time and to make time for them. That's another thing that I see. People don't make time for themselves. People don't knock and say, how are you?
Yeah.
And ask yourself, how you doing? We live in this numb world. We are alive living like zombies.
Yeah.
And I said, we don't ask ourselves about how we feel. We don't ask our partner, how are you? How is your heart today? And this is something that it is important to come back to, asking people, how are you? But the most important is yourselves. How are you?
Oh, that's great. Well, since we're all here together, and you know Shuni very well, if there's anything you guys would like to ask or discuss, I mean, it's an open platform.
It is. I like this a lot. Talking about master plan, you know, Shuni has taught us, and we had a different name for it on our spirit-led adventures when we asked Creator, you know, put us to where and we don't do it if it's not fun, although it is work. You know, doing this work is very grueling at times. Being a messenger, an observer, I love that. I didn't know I was a professional observer, owning that. But yes, you step back and look at the collective and tune into those energies. But the time, exactly, Dawn and I have been on so many spirit-led adventures where we've gotten there at the exact time, and like time and space warped, because there was no way we could have gotten there unless Creator warped time on time, or thinking we were going to get there in plenty of time, where Spirit protected us perhaps and put us there a little later for the exact right reason to meet that one person walking through the door. So yeah, when you get that conscious time versus the, you know, tick-tock, life is speeding past you. That has been one of the true gifts we've learned working with our indigenous friends, that, you know, just it's Spirit's time.
It is Spirit's time.
And you don't throw guilt, blame, or shame if somebody's late, because you don't know what Spirit was working behind the scenes for that, to protect them. You know, when you put prayers of protection out there, you know, and they get there a little late, master plan.
Absolutely.
Master
that is
plan.
one of the things that I have been noticing all over the world. As an observer, I know everything is in perfect time. I have noticed that there is a reason people say, oh, I'm going to be late for work. I am not going to be late for work. But the truth is that it is master time. I've learned the master plan in 2012, and I was in Costa Rica signing the peace treaty for the earth, and we had to be in Guatemala in 2 days, and we kind of missed the date. It was 2012, the big day. We needed to be in Guatemala, you know, and the master plan, it was for us not to be there. It was more important, the master plan, that this peace treaty had to be signed. So when you understand this, there is a higher reason. It doesn't matter. People say, oh, I wish I could be there. You are where you need to be. Right. You are at the right time where you need to be. And when you make a plan and your plan doesn't work, surrender to the master plan. You will never get hurt. You will never have expectations. You will accept what comes. And you know, me traveling with all over the world, I had teams of musicians come and go, and then they leave me, and then another musician comes, and then spontaneously now I am performing, you know. So I said it's master plan. Life has to be a master plan. If this doesn't work, just accept the master plan, and you will never be disappointed, because in that master plan you will find at the end that was what it was meant to be. So for everyone that worries about, oh, I have to make this, oh, I have to do that. People ask me, can we plan things for next year? Or 2 years again? I said, can we just try to get to this year, you know? Right. Another thing is, I am not saying to be responsible, because that's not the point, but to be spontaneous. Yeah. When you feel the call to do something, oh, I didn't plan it. Do it. Do it. Life is about being spontaneous, being able to follow intuition, because we're not spontaneous because we're not following our intuition. When we are following our intuition tells us, hey, go check that out. You know, go check it out. Yeah, you maybe didn't make a plan to check it out, but it is those detours that make the life beautiful. I mean, I have been lost in so many places where I never thought I would be if it wasn't because I got lost.
Right.
So
Blessing.
it's about living life to the fullest. I always say to my students, and I always say, there's only one book. You have a book, and this is the book of your life. You can have it black and white, you can have it regular colors, but my life is technicolor. You know, you make this book. If you only have one chance in this life, why not make the best beautiful work of art of your life? And that includes play, and that includes being kind, being giving, and also that includes being part of that sadness, being able to experience the tears when you're sad. Just experience being sad and cry with your whole heart, with your whole passion of crying. When you are not feeling good, okay, take it one day. Don't feel good, you know, accept it, feel it, and then let it go. Because, you know, every sunshine that comes changes our feel. So things change. So if you have a problem, that problem changes. And that's just what people say is the same thing over and over. No, it's not the same thing over and over. It's a different day for us to see the problem different, or to engage in the solution. So that's how people need to learn. We do not know what we are. We are all here discovering what we are. We are the kind of humans that will stick our foot in the same hole twice. And animals don't do that, you know? So we are trying to truly understand what we are. But I think for me, I've always said, and my students say, hey, Nan, are you there yet? And I looked at my student and I said, the minute that I'm there, I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
I said, there's always room for improvement. There's always, my life is not big enough to know everything there is to be. So everybody, you cannot know everything. Okay? You can't. You know, you can only take things at a time and enlighten yourselves. But what the great thing about being human, I've always said, about the state of illumination, which is what we all want to achieve, that state of illumination. Through my observation, through my travels, through my healings, through being able to learn this light, this dark, this compassionate, dealing with all kinds of people, alcoholics, prostitutes, brilliance, businessmen, healers. I've noticed that there's nothing more beautiful in the world than to be not in this state of illumination, but in this state here, trying to understand this human experience. Yeah. It's for me, is the sweetest delight, the sweetest surrender to understand that everything can be transformed. So would I get to the point of enlightenment? Not yet.
And what fun would that be?
I love the human experience.
Talked a lot about that over these last few days, about we're not the spiritual leaders of the past. We are, we had a beer last night after we got done, because that's what it was time for, to balance it out and have a little fun and talk about being mothers and lovers and just human. This is our human experience.
This is our human experience, and like I say, this is our astronaut suit.
Right.
This is not who we are. What's in here is what we are. And so we are not the spiritual guys that have to be controlled or dressed in white. And we are this modern. If it makes you feel better, the makeup or the lipstick of the earring, or everything is balanced. Everything is balanced in life. It is the intention that we do things. I have people, if you're gonna smoke a cigarette with an intention, feeling guilt, it's gonna damage your body. But you can take that cigarette and look at it, and I say, I'm going to smoke this cigarette for my daughter's well-being. There's an intention put together. I'm gonna drink this beer for everyone's health and drink it, And I'm just saying, I'm going to honor the intent that you do everything. Because you can have a beautiful meal, and that meal could be prepared with anger. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying it is the intent that we do things. People, we have to stop criticizing. We have to stop judging. We have to stop pointing fingers, because we are individual beings that need different things. And we don't know what this experience, nobody had been yesterday in the Mayan ceremony. And nobody knew what was going on, you know. I just kept saying, you know, but it was
They
like
did well. They did
they
well.
did well, and you know, touching these points, one little candle they offered yesterday. When was the last time you offered a candle?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw him yesterday. Just everybody take the candle and say for my wish, you know. That is my greatest joy to see that. One little thing, you don't have to make this big speech or this big, you know, it's just one wish, one offer.
Yeah.
And it changes the feel, it changes the world. I think, and I speak about that all the time, the only thing that we humans have is our word. The Mayans, and not only the Mayans, but yesterday we also had two gentlemen come with the Bible.
Yeah.
And in the Bible, and it's in the Bible, and it is also in the Mayan text, the Popol Vuh, where they say that in the beginning there was nothing, and when the word came, everything was created. So the power of the word is who we are. It's in here. What you say is who you truly are. What you comes out of your consciousness, what you feel is what you are. What your intention is what you are. What your consciousness is who you are. This is not who you are. But this is your astronaut suit. So you do want to take care of your astronaut suit. But the most important is understanding that you are consciousness. You are energy. You are what you speak. You are what you feel. And you are what you project.
Yeah. Yeah, and you also talked yesterday about believing in magic. You asked who
Yes.
believes in magic, and I raised my hand reluctantly, I would say. But I do have something I want to share with you.
Yes.
My mother passed away back in 2009, and that was kind of my awakening moment. And as we got closer to 2012, I was doing more meditation and looking at myself and not worrying about everyone else out there, and working on my inner self to better myself. And I had a dream one night that my mom had come to me in my dream and said, I'm going to bring you a gift. And the next day, we're driving the car, me and my daughter, and this coin drops just out of the ceiling, out of nowhere. It was a dollar coin. It had the date of my birth on, 1979. And so I took that coin and I stuck it in my wallet here, and I assumed it has been there ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday you were talking about bringing gifts. You know, when you're going to ask the universe something, bring a gift. And I hadn't thought about that coin in all those years. I'm like, that's in my wallet. And I thought, well, I want to give that to Shuni. So,
oh, no.
no, so I look in my wallet to find the coin. The coin's no longer there, but there's a key. I have no idea where this key came from. I don't know if I lost the coin. Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow.
I don't know if I lost the coin and found this somewhere, but I don't remember putting it in there. And it's like, that gives me a little hope to believe in magic, and I want you to have that.
Thank you so much.
Take that with you on your mini
Keys.
tours.
It looks like a lockbox. I don't know.
If you find a lockbox with money, I want
So
it.
I do want to share this with everyone because this was revealed to me through a meditation. I kept asking about the key.
Yep.
I had a dream that I was waiting outside a room, and the door opened and there was a dark room, and I entered, and I didn't remember about this dream, and I woke up and did my thing, and then I went back to sleep. And then I had another dream. I was dreaming that my aunt pulled out one of those plastic cards to get in a hotel, and we were in a tropical hotel. And when I saw her lift the key, that reminded me of the other room, of the dark room, the other dream that I was dreaming. But I had asked the Creator, I said, how can we enter? How can we enter the portals? And what it was revealed to me that anytime that you need anything, the way to be able to access portals, the way to access life, the way to access things is bring an offering. So we have forgotten the art, because it is an art of offerings. The offerings, that's what the churches were created for, people to come and exchange. And now it's nobody understands what is this exchange. So it is very important to begin to be reverent. The offerings don't have to be monetary. The offerings, like I say, it could be, can I help you? A hug, a kiss, a look, a smile, do well, my friend, a blessing. It could be so many things. That is the key for everyone. You need money, offer candle. You need a love, let the universe hear universe. I need a love. Can you get me this love that I need? I brought you something. And it makes magic. And I have been building altars all over the world. I believe I have more than 500 altars all over.
Okay.
And that is my greatest gift that I could offer. The more I offer, the stronger I get. So the Mayans believe that the more that you offer, the stronger you get, because it is an exchange where you're saying, here's this, we give this. So for all of you that have been lacking luck, lacking love, or lacking financial help, or even a spiritual, where you're lost, all I have to say is that all it takes is for you to light that little candle to light your own heart.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And we're getting down to the wire here on time. So
Right.
Where can people find out more about you or anything you have coming up next that you would like to let them know about?
Sure. They can contact me at shumantla3@gmail.com. I guess we can put it on
We can put it on there.
and contact me directly and see what I'm doing. Pretty soon I'm going to be going back to Guatemala to begin a new journey of transformation. This whole year I dedicated the traveling to the return of the feather serpent teachings, which are the teachings of the hand: gratitude, reverence, offering, respect, and equality. So with these teachings, I believe that this is what makes us human, what makes us smarter, the thumb. And these 5 teachings can really, if you embrace these 5 teachings, if you have gratitude, there's no way you're going to be missing anything. If you have respect, there's no way. If there's reverence, you are reverent to the world, and the respect of the world is with you. The offerings, if you give offerings, there's no reason why things wouldn't come to you.
Yeah.
Equality, let's be equal to the milkman. Let's be equal to everyone, every color, every society. We have no right to disrespect anyone in the world. Mm-hmm. Nobody comes here to be disrespectful. So it's very important, so we embrace this as humans. We're not talking about 10, 20. We're talking about 5 principles of humanity that we should embrace. And so I believe that my teachings will change by next year. We will embrace always the 5, because that is a Mayan principle. But I think that now the challenge is really to allow human beings to feel again. Mm-hmm. So the teachings will be about understanding. We call this the golden book of knowledge. The Mayan 20 energies of the Mayan 20 Nahuales are the teachings of the human body. Mm-hmm. To understand, to read your body. When your ear itches, when your eye tweaks, there is a meaning. It's not that it's itching. It's something. It's your body talking to you. Being able, when there's a danger, your heart begins to race a little faster before it happens. Mm-hmm. Listen to your body. Listen to what it's saying. Why do we have to wait until we get ill to listen to our bodies? And this is what I say. This will be called the golden book of knowledge. It is the understanding of the human body, the reading of the human emotions. We will get to a point in time where I will know who you are without you having to tell me. Right. The moment is coming. We can do it. We can feel this person now. Mm-hmm. So this is increasingly. So all we have, first we got to learn to read our bodies. Mm-hmm. Then we have to learn to read the field, and then we can begin to read everybody else. We can read the animals. The animals are teachers for us. So the moment has come to really learn the golden book of knowledge, which is us, what we are, what we feel, and how we change it. Is the world of the future. Like I say, imagination, sound is the way of the future.
Yeah. Music is the way of the future.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. We love this, and join us next week for Valhalla TV. We want to thank Shuni again for coming, and
thank you for coming.
Everything
Thank you for having me.
And for everything you've done this weekend.
Thank you
we
very
are
much.
truly blessed to have you here.
My joy stays in Valhalla. My heart stays. My liberation stays. And my sacred fire stays.
Awesome. So much love and light to you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
There's a secret that they just don't want to tell you. You can do better things than all of them that came before you. If you wait, don't know. You can wait, don't know. Please just wait, don't know.